Hi guys, we've had a few turbulent events happen out in our society and in terms of the coronavirus outside now, and then schools closing for now, earlier for 2 weeks, and now they've been closed now until the end of May. And we've been trying to deal with the situation as it comes, and then every day we sit down and figure out a better learning platform for the children to engage themselves with. And now I think the decision the government has made is the right one, to give schools off, to unburden the parents and the teachers with having to educate the child not being at home. But there's one set of kids that are really still struggling. Those are the kids that are giving the CAIE Cambridge exams, because metric exams have been postponed, but Cambridge exams have not been postponed. So kids sitting for the 10th grade, 11th grade and AS and A2 exams are now struggling with how to still study, engage with the teachers online, and worry about an exam that they will be sitting for in large gatherings. I foresee the Cambridge definitely postponing exams. I think the Sindh government will implore them to push forward the dates for the exam. But even if they don't, I think parents can make the decision right now, parents and students both, that the students sitting for 10th grade exams for Pak Studies, Islamic and Urdu, and students sitting for the AS level exams this June should not sit for the exams this June. They should ask for a refund, and I'm sure enough people can petition British Council to get either a refund or shift the fees to the November session, because I think these two sets of students can sit for the exams in November. I think the schools can facilitate longer studying days and longer school days once June hits, and then they can help these kids sit for the exams with better preparation in November. There is no need, their grades are not required for any promotion into the next school or the next college, university. So these kids don't need to be achieved, or the exams don't have to be sat for at this time. So I think that I'll say this again, I'm imploring and I'm reaching out to all the educators, parents and students, especially for grades 10 and AS level, to not have your students and your children sit for these exams in June. They should really be sitting for these exams in the November of 2020 session. And I think all the schools have enough resources to facilitate the learning in a way that we can teach them the AS and O-level stuff in June, July and August, and get them ready for these exams. And even if the A2 stuff is too much to do later on, we can actually start A2 in August and teach them A2 stuff in August, September, revise AS again in October, and then continue with A2 December onwards. And if December onwards is fewer months for them to catch up, then I'm sure we can come up with longer school days and longer timetables to help our kids achieve what they need to achieve. So I'm going to say this again. I think that the best thing students from 10th grade and AS level can do is decide today to not give the exams in June. Do not burden the teachers who are also having their own kids to worry about. Do not burden the system, and stay at home and be more careful of the surroundings. Because if they're stressed out about the exams, they will be less careful about taking care of their whole physical well-being and hygiene right now. I think that's a paramount thing for them to be looking at, because this is a pandemic. This is a worldwide pandemic. This is not to be taken lightly. This is something that we have to start dealing with seriously, because it's not that one person will get it and they are prone to spreading it to others also. So I think sitting for exams in larger halls is not the way forward, at least for the next few months. So this is my appeal to educators, schools, parents and students to really think about this. If we all get behind this idea, it becomes easier for people to accept this, that we should really at least push forward the AS and 10th grade exams to November. I even think that we can even push forward 11th grade exams to November, because most A-level schools have already taken in admissions for kids before the result comes out. So I think that's another thing we can look at also. The only problem is the kids with the A2 exams they have to worry about. And I bet you that the universities are also going to be able to come forward and say that we're going to delay our admissions for next year later, because Cambridge will in fact eventually have to. I mean, the common sense says this, that they have to move the exams forward. So let's not worry our kids with all the stress that we're giving them right now, because right now we all need to be focusing on one thing only: keeping ourselves and our loved ones safe. So I hope what I've said resonates with you, and I hope we can collectively come together to execute this, or at least come towards some understanding, because what we can collectively as a whole nation and a whole set of educators do will go much forward than just one person speaking about this. And I think we can do what's best for us children, and I think their health should be our primary concern right now.